And welcome to another episode of Ask Better Questions. So in today's episode, we'll try to cover some of the exciting developments in AI. And before we get into the episode, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Colorforce Solutions. I am a director at Colorforce Solutions, and we provide independent advice on AI implementations for business looking to automate any business function. So if you're in the market to automate or implement AI in any of your business processes, be sure to reach out. Links are in the description. So before we kick into it, the drama at OpenAI, and it was drama. So a quick summary. Sam Altman is the CEO of OpenAI, and I know I've mentioned him in the past. The board voted to remove him over what has yet to be clarified, but it was described as a difference of direction for the company. And 1 week later, OpenAI rehired him and fired all but 3 members of the board. So that's the facts as we know them. Now, during that week, many staff quit or threatened to. Services were not impacted, and a huge amount of column inches were filled in publications around the globe. So without trying to be too sassy about it, I find the entire fiasco a waste and unnecessary. The practical upshot of all of this is to raise the profile of Sam Altman and OpenAI, and does not a great deal for the industry as a whole. Now, was it a poor decision? In hindsight, any watcher would have to say yes. But I have to look for a silver lining, and I am still looking. What it did do was overshadow much of the news, and I'm now going to tell you about that stuff. So one of the things that came out was there was this rumor and whatever else that QStar, which was an OpenAI, yes, the same one that Sam Altman heads, built a new AI model that was able in testing to solve math problems that it had never actually seen before. Now, this news doesn't sound too astounding, and even less so when you realize that it's solving grade school student math problems. Now, the takeaway here is, to this point, AI has been terrible at math. Fantastic with words, but math was a huge problem. Now, this has generated a lot of discussion in the space given the inherent risks associated with an AI that can self-teach itself math in order to improve. And to dumb this down to a level that a grade schooler can understand, the entire web is built on math. It's built on encryption, and if there's an AI that can teach itself math and get better over time, how far are we from an AI that can break encryption? And if that becomes widely available, the consequences would be dire. There would be chaos. So there is some discussion as to, even if this does exist, which has yet to be determined, would it be released to the public? And my answer to that is almost an unequivocal no. On that basis, I believe the technology is incredible, but we are unlikely to see it publicly available, at least until it's been sufficiently quote-unquote locked down. It should be noted here that Reuters reported on this, and there have been no official comments or denials from OpenAI. So they have said nothing. There's really not sufficient information yet to do anything more than speculate on this. So I will leave it there. It does look exciting, absolutely, but also terribly dangerous. Now, ChatGPT also, which is part of OpenAI, launched its voice. Now, Plus paid users have had the ability to talk to ChatGPT for a while now, but this is now a feature available to all its users. So the unpaid users can also access it now. This was actually announced by Greg Brockman, who is the ex-chairman of OpenAI. Of the OpenAI board. He is now, no longer the chairman. So while all that was going on, he's wheeled out and said, hey, by the way, ChatGPT voice, we're giving it to everyone, which is amazing. Now, Inflection AI, who run a popular Pi chatbot, they've released a new model that is in testing, shows enormous promise. Now, it has outperformed Google and Meta models, except ChatGPT 4, which we believe, at least I do, is a significantly larger model. Larger models take more time to produce results, take more time and computing power to work, take longer to train. Basically, the larger the model, the more expense. So this is very exciting news. Now, Inflection AI haven't yet integrated this into Pi, but that is in the works, and they are planning to do that soon. In other news, Claude 2.1 was released. Now, this is a fantastic product, probably one of the best on the market, but Claude is basically one of the best summary tools on the market currently. And this improvement comes with a context window doubling from 100,000 words to 200,000 words. So that's about 500 pages. Now, why is that significant? Well, it will be able to summarize enormous amounts of text and also query it. So you ingest 500 pages worth of documents or however many you've got, and Claude is able to answer questions in relation to that, which is an incredibly powerful tool. Now, this new model comes with improvements, most notably 2 times less hallucinations. Now, read made-up data or false statements when they say hallucinations. A better development experience, so they're trying to build it as a back-end for other products, and to that end, an improved API. So developers will be hooking into Claude to then ingest a lot of data from a lot of sources and allow you to query it. So that is exciting. Also, Elon Musk has announced that Grok will be launched to premium subscribers of X this coming week, so formerly Twitter. Exactly how this will be integrated and if this time frame will hold up, that's yet to be confirmed. Although code in X has indicated developers are already coding integrations for Grok into the X platform. Also, Bard, Google's AI, it's got a YouTube update. So Bard has a YouTube extension, which you used to have Bard listen to or watch a YouTube video on your behalf, and then you could query it. Well, that's just had a huge upgrade. So the extension can now handle some complex queries about YouTube content. So the practical upshot of this is time-poor people can now get summaries and query YouTube content from the Bard interface, which is fantastically powerful, and I'm really excited about it because most of us spend far too much time down a YouTube rabbit hole. Microsoft have released Orca 2. Now, Orca 2 are 2 small language models. One is 7 billion, or the other one is 13 billion parameter models. So this is exciting because these models can outperform Meta's Llama 2, which is a 70 billion parameter model, showing that efficiency and smaller models for specific tasks can and will be the future, at least in the near term. Smaller models are faster to train, cost less to run, and perform faster. Microsoft has actually open sourced these models for evaluation and research. Now, to put it in perspective, a 7 billion model could be run on your PC. And open sourcing the model allows for like a wider adoption and faster development, which is fantastic news for people like myself who are tinkering with this sort of stuff all the time. Now, in the video space, Stable Video Diffusion has been launched. They've got a take on short videos from still images. Now, these actually look really cool and encourage you to check out Stable Diffusion videos. They're about 3 to 4 seconds long, and you upload a still image and it will animate it. So if you upload a picture of a car, it will pan around the car. If you upload a landscape, it will move certain things in the landscape. Now, previous to this, it's similar to Runway. Runway Gen 2 have launched a motion brush. Now, Runway also do a similar product to Stable Diffusion. It's been launched for some time, but they've implemented a motion brush. So this allows you to create from still images. You can select just parts of the picture you'd like to animate. So in Runway's model, you can just animate the clouds or a single item in the picture, which will make for some very Harry Potter-esque newspapers, I'm sure. 11 Labs have launched a speech-to-speech. Now, 11 Labs run one of the best text-to-speech generators available currently. this allows me to type in something and then sound like whoever I want to sound like, which is fantastic. I kind of like sounding like myself, which is why I record the podcast. But it allows you to clone voices, so Morgan Freeman and stuff like that. Now, speech-to-speech is an addition they've just launched, and that allows for inflections and pauses that will create more lifelike speech with correct emphasis and cadence. I haven't played with it yet, but I have seen some examples, and it does look incredibly powerful, and people don't speak the same way we type. So it does allow people to record something the way in which you want to say something, and then have Morgan Freeman use the same emphasis and say it back to you in exactly the same fashion. Now, Luma Labs, Genie, which is text to 3D, they've created a model that allows users to type text and create 3D models based on what was typed. Now, this sounds really cool, and it is, but it is very low end in comparison to, Midjourney or something like that. It's creating little icons and stuff like that. So far, you need to sign up to their Discord to use it, but it does seem really cool. A gamer friend showed it to me, and it beats the snot out of sending GIFs as replies, hands down. So it's fantastic. Google Meet has a hand raise update. It is kind of creepy, but Google Meet will now recognize if you hold your hand up, as in a hand up gesture, in front of the camera, so that if you wish to ask a question, it will trigger a raise hand function, which will notify the meeting host. So to round all of this out, let's start with some lawsuits. All right, so using books and images to train AI has caused all sorts of issues in the legal sense. However, one of the most recent examples of this has been a case brought by Sarah Silverman and other authors suing Meta for ingesting her book, amongst others. And basically, she claims that people won't buy her book when they can ask an AI what it contains. Now, leaving aside that no sane or rational person would buy her book in the first place, this did raise some interesting legal questions. So the judge shut her case down, citing the allegations are defective in numerous respects. But it should be noted that many AI companies are maintaining they don't actually have to secure licensing for works because they are protected by a fair use defense. Now, this has not yet been tested, all right, and would open up a huge can of worms if it's found to be false or not completely true. Now, it has been found in these cases that large language models do not exist to imitate copyrighted works nor imitate artists' works. So more developments are sure to come from the courts, and I'm confident that legislation and regulations are the only real ways to truly provide certainty in this space. So do watch this space. As this changes, we will bring it to you. Now that's me. I've already gone over time, so let's wrap it here for now. But there is one last piece of AI news. Color4 Solutions has now launched a newsletter, which I cannot recommend highly enough. It covers AI development and leadership, and it's a complete bargain. If you're interested, please follow the links in the description. And if you're interested in what AI can do for your business, please reach out via the links in the description. So if you like the podcast, leave a rating and review and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. I'm Peter Adams, and I'll be here next week to ask better questions.